Hey, how's it going guys? Nate here, and welcome back to another Ark Survival Evolved review. Since I first covered this game about 5 months ago, it was still in early access, and quite a lot has changed since then, adding in more content, addressing some criticisms, but also at the same time warranting some new ones. The footage you are watching has been captured from both the PC and Xbox One gameplay, so if you notice any discrepancies between visual quality and performance, it's because I'm switching between platforms. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with visuals, Ark is something that I have mixed emotions about. The art design looks phenomenal, however constant screen tearing and until recently a maximum resolution of 480p on the Xbox One really hindered my opinion of the title. That said, lately the developers have made efforts to correct this. The Xbox One has its max resolution upscaled and increased to 720p, which, while not exactly modern, is still in HD and is a noticeable improvement. And taking into consideration just how resource taxing this game is, it's nothing short of absolutely remarkable. On the PC, the grass is a little bit greener. With about 4GB of DDR5, I saw the game on high settings run at 1080p, and it looked really good, but screen tearing and FPS stutters held it back from true greatness. And if you're able to achieve them, maximum quote-unquote epic settings look absolutely amazing. However, if you are able to get this game to run on epic settings on a PC, then, well, massacre, they want their damn computers back. Moving on, in case I haven't provided enough context yet, Ark is a major resource hog, which is one of the reasons for its visual limitations, among other issues. To put it lightly, Ark's performance and optimization are about as well done as a rare steak. On a GTX 970 with the quad-core i5, I struggle to hold anything above 50 FPS on relatively high settings, and according to forums, I'm pretty lucky. You can imagine the issues being held on the Xbox One, which often hovers between 20 to 25 frames when you're not within a base or having a raid. And as you can imagine, one of the greatest experiences you'll have on Ark, massive battles with dozens of players and huge prehistoric giants, is also gonna make the game lag. A lot. And if you're a truly major battle, expect no more than 20 frames a second on a high-end PC, and somewhere around 5 to 7 on the Xbox One. I really wish I was joking here. Now, the initial servers were initially plagued with really bad optimization and rubber bands all over the place. However, since my last review, they have improved in connection quality quite noticeably, but as the ping will tell you, they're still quite a ways from perfect too. And these technical issues are a real shame, because when Ark is running well and looking good, it is one of the most enjoyable games that you will get to play. The gameplay itself can best be described as a combination between DayZ and Rust with some dinosaurs thrown in the middle of the place. In that you team up with people, build bases, craft and acquire and store items. You can try and forcibly attack people and take their stuff, but you can also enlist the help of literally dozens of various Jurassic creatures that'll help you gather materials or provide transportation. Some can even be used as elements in PvP and raids, and others just look plain cute. Now, it should be noted that Ark is best played with other players, a group of friends, or as the game likes to call it, a tribe, because Ark is a very difficult game to tackle alone. Take, for instance, taming. In order to make a dinosaur your pet, be able to ride and use it all around, you are going to first need to tame it, which can be a very long and drawn-out process. You'll need to find the dinosaur you're looking for in the wild, and not have it kill you. You'll need to knock it out, something that demands a lot of coordination, as you'll need to pepper it with literally hundreds of tranquilizer darts, and then keep it knocked out and keep it fed from anywhere between 5 minutes to, I've been a part of taming efforts that have lasted 12 hours, depending on what you're trying to tame. And going through that process, taming a dinosaur is just one of the reasons you're going to need help. Now, don't get me wrong, it's very possible to thrive in Ark by yourself, and while things like taming will require a lot more effort on your part, you can still always trade people for their things. And despite how much Ark may encourage PvP, trading is actually quite common. Even on the most ruthless of servers, you'll find that each server has its little own personal microeconomy. So, for instance, a material like metal, for example, may be worth a little bit more on one server than it is on another, and it's really amazing. Combat is insanely fun. In the early game, you'll attack and defend wooden huts with your tribe using spears and bows, and when you get further in the game, massive sieges and engagements will erupt, with tribes trying to establish air superiority over one another, trying to deploy their dinosaurs like tanks and outflank and envelop each other, coordinating battles in massive 20-man teamspeaks. It is a hell of a lot of fun. Now, Ark does have a single-player mode, as well as a PvE mode, where fighting other players is disabled, but it's still technically multiplayer. And while you can definitely find fun with those, they don't really give the game the same justice as PvP servers, where you'll get into those battles and trade deals with other players. So what else does Ark offer in terms of content? Well, there are 3 official maps: the Island, the Center, and Scorched Earth. Now, Scorched Earth is actually a $20 DLC, so I'm going to leave this one out of the review as I'm focusing on the base game here. There are also some modded maps that you can download on the PC if you've got one of those, but again, focusing on the base game. The Island and the Center, which are 2 dramatically different maps in the way that you play them. For instance, again, on the Center, I talked about an example including this earlier. Metal spawns aren't really there a lot. You're not going to find a lot of metal, and as a result, metal is traded for more. You know, it's a bit more of an incentive to get raided. If you have a lot of metal, seeing how hard it is to get, people are going to want to attack you and take it from you. If you have a full metal base, you're generally going to be a bit more of a powerful of a player. Whereas if you look again on the Island, where metal is in relative abundance, it's not going to be traded for as much. You're not going to be raided just because you have metal, because there's a lot of it. And people with metal bases generally aren't that unique, because again, it's really easy to get. And things like that, differences in between resources, as well as geographic diversity, are the biggest contrasts between the maps that you'll play. And it's really a fun experience. After you play a little bit on the Island, and eventually maybe your tribe gets wiped or defeated in a battle, or you feel like you've generally conquered it, you can hop onto the Center map, which really is an experience in its own right, and it's something different, and that's what keeps you playing the game. As a whole, Ark is a game that offers some of the most enjoyable gameplay that you will ever experience. However, consistent performance bugs and the resulting visual issues limit it from achieving absolute perfection. Altogether, I would give Ark an 8. The gameplay is very strong and enjoyable. However, the visual issues, the performance bugs, they keep it from getting that coveted 10. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like if you liked, dislike if you did not, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Peace out, everyone.